Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Ultra Vegito reaction video. Today we have Ultra Vegito meets the second of the 5 strongs, man. Already he's being the second already. Guys, I have something quick that I want to talk about really quick. The week of October 15th to the 22nd, we're gonna have an Ultra Vegito video every single day. Now I did miss yesterday because that was the last day of the final, and I'm done with that now. So I'm finally free. Today we're gonna have 2 videos. Since I did miss yesterday, there's gonna be 2 videos today, and then the rest of the days there'll be 1 video, you know, for those days, right? So you know, I may be wearing different attire, you know, stuff like that, but there will be a video for those days, right? So you guys know how I normally do introductions. This will be the only video that has an introduction, and then the other like 6 videos that I have, those are it's gonna be straight to the reaction, right? So there will be an outro, but there won't be an intro for those videos. So just letting you guys know that right now. And enough talking, man. Let's just get on straight to the reaction, man. Let's go.
So our story continues with the mysterious future Trunks standing in the distance, staring at Vegito, dressed in a large dark coat with his signature sword draped
Trunks
around his chest.
Kind of reminds me of Dragon Ball Hero Trunks a little bit.
Trunks.
I guess it could be Xenoverse Trunks as well, just with
away,
longer hair.
Eventually, even Vegito is able to make out the silhouette.
But I think in Xenoverse he has that short hair, right? But like in Heroes he has like longer hair.
The facial features and signature purple hair. Now looking awestruck, the God Killer would remain silent momentarily, stunned without much to say, before muttering, "If this isn't an illusion, how did he survive the gods of destruction? Did Bulma somehow send him off just as they attacked? I wouldn't put it past the old girl." But while Vegito wonders how Trunks
I don't think the current Trunks is cool enough to like wield the sword. I mean, hopefully he gets the sword in Dragon Ball Super still. Like, hopefully he'll somehow, you know, some way get the sword. But
late. Looks like he's killed the god and angel of this universe already. There's not a sign or trace of them left, so Konoha's warning must be true. This version of Vegito can erase someone completely from existence. I guess the only positive here is I got to him before he invaded another timeline. Trunks! But in complete contrast, as Trunks
oh yeah, that's the Vegeta. That's the Vegeta inside of Vegito.
Cannot help but begin shedding tears, seeing his late son for the first time in over a decade. Someone he thought he lost, as he begins walking over to him and continuing, "My son! I can't believe it! I knew it! I just knew I couldn't be alone. There had to be someone who survived. I'm so glad it was you. I haven't seen you in so long. You look so grown. Get back and stay where you are, Vegito!" But instantly, on the eve of Vegito's second step forward, with extreme speed and precision, Trunks pulls out his sword and holds it in front of him, ready to attack at any moment. Leaving Vegito to not only stop in his tracks, but also be taken aback by the sudden hostility by who he believed was once his young son. As with a confused face, he asks, "Get back! Since when did you start addressing me like that, Trunks? Don't you know who I am? It's me, your father!" But Trunks, continuing to stare down the God Killer without emotion, would then finally reveal, "Listen, Vegito. I am Trunks, but I'm not your son. I'm from a completely different timeline, one where I had my own father and mother. But I was sent to fix all the problems you've caused and to put an end to your complete disregard for the timelines. I'm from the Time Patrol."
Yep, Time Patrol.
Time Patrol? Causing Vegito
I
to
heard that from
react with
Xenoverse, of
amusement,
course.
never having heard of such a thing before.
I think it's also on Heroes
and
too,
also
but
partially
just I know it like
as to what Trunks even
popped
meant
up, I believe,
by
in
his
Xenoverse.
disregard for the timelines. But soon, Trunks, who is unfaltering, just then explains, You really
Yeah,
have
so
no
definitely
idea
Trunks with
about
the
kind
longer
of
hair, I
damage you've
believe,
been
looks
causing,
cooler in
do
my
you?
opinion.
I haven't seen such recklessness like this since the androids. I thought I took some risks in the past, but you've been using those forbidden time rings to travel through time countless times. We don't even know for sure how many timelines you've affected by now. And each time you've thought nothing of your actions, or how they would affect the future of those universes. You went to Gero, destroying the androids, thinking you did the world a favor. But in the end, once you left, Gero used the data and DNA gained from you to create a cell so strong every Z-fighter died as a result.
Yep.
Their universe only survived because Goku woke up and trained to become as powerful as a god himself. If you had killed Beerus there too, then I can only shudder at the thought of what would have ended up happening. You even took Goku's Senzu beans too,
Okay.
just before the Cell games, meaning Cell was never given one after fighting Goku.
Which you would think is a
Giving
good
an
thing.
easy win for Gohan, where he didn't even become a Super Saiyan 2. But changes like that have rippling effects, and now that universe has no knowledge of the second form. And they may struggle extra hard now once Babidi, Dabura, and Boo arrive years.
I mean, Goku did sort of see like a
And
glimpse, so
now,
maybe they
only
would still have a
few hours
chance.
ago, you killed one of the legendary 5. And with that done, you powered up in an explosion of strength, not even realizing that just meters away were the rest of the Z-fighters, including the Supreme Kai. It's not even known whether they're still alive. Without them, that means the end of Earth and that universe as they know it. Finally leaving a state of complete shell shock to the God Killer, as he for the first time hears of what his deeds in the past and future had done to all those involved, once he had left. I did that? The people of Earth, they died in these timelines because of me?
Yes, yes they did, Vegito.
Causing us slightly annoyed at his ignorance, Trunks to say back, yes, time is not something to mess with so frivolously. The natural order of life, the order of an entire universe, can be disrupted by a single change in time. I made that mistake once and paid for it in the end. The arrival of Black and the erasure of my entire universe by Zeno. That was indirectly all because of how I interfered with time. And what you've done is take that to a whole new level and multiple times. And we cannot stand for it anymore. You need to learn. Whatever must happen in a timeline has to be left to run its natural course at all costs. Natural course? At all costs?
Yeah.
Causing Vegito
Vegito don't like that, bro.
Within,
He does not like the
after hearing
sound
a
of that,
certain
bro.
line of thinking. He just could not agree. Until finally,
Yeah, I couldn't
his
agree
face
either,
returns
because
back to
like,
Sirius.
so what, Trunks, like
He looks
everybody
his
was just
son
supposed to
in
die,
the
including
eye
you?
and
Like in the
continues,
future then?
Time must be allowed to run its natural course, huh? So you're saying the warriors of Earth, Krillin, Yamcha, Piccolo, your own father, they should have all died to the androids then? So you should have never traveled to the past and got help. According to you, you should have stayed and died. And you're even saying then, when the 12 gods of destruction eventually arrive to erase everyone, I should be letting that happen in every timeline, huh? To which the cold, emotionless Trunks would simply just reply, yes, exactly that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why he said that, bro.
Unceremoniously powers up in his
Oh my
base,
gosh.
extending his hand out, yelling out, "Unforgivable, Trunks! If stopping the deaths and erasure of my friends and family is considered wrong, then I don't want to be right. Stand in my way if you want to, Trunks, but But if you're not my real son, as you say, then don't expect me to hold back! Blade, come to me! Immediately then summoning the Blade of Destruction.
Blade of Destruction.
But just as he does so, a hand appears to grab onto the handle.
Had the Trunks grab that?
Alarming Vegito as he quickly turns his head in panic, thinking, what? Why isn't that thing responding to my commands? And standing there shockingly is revealed to be an older Goku.
Oh, that is not Trunks, bro.
Onto the Blade of Destruction and stopping it from
This is Dragon Ball Hero Goten. I think I've seen him once.
Like then says,
Dragon Ball Hero Goten.
This isn't going anywhere, Dad. Huh? Who the? But Vegito, who couldn't hear what Goten had said under his muttered breath, can only wonder, who are you? Is that a Saiyan? Of course, never having seen Goten grow up in his timeline.
Yep.
Oh, wait! This key! Are you? But eventually things begin to click for the few Saiyan, as his face opens wide in shock and he begins to realize, are you Goten? You can't be! But Goten, who doesn't share the same confusion, then adamantly replies, I'm surprised you even noticed, Vegito. Yeah, I am Goten, Dad. But just like Trunks, I'm from the Time Patrol, and from another timeline. I still see you as being part Goku, but this sword does not belong to you. You know it. This sword, those time rings, you yourself need to come back with us. This madness, it all needs to end here. The confirmation though of this figure being Goten, along with the rest of what he said, leaves Vegito near flabbergasted. As he steps back,
I'm glad Goten changed his hairstyle, but I mean that's pretty normal for Goten. Like whenever he gets older, he just changes his hairstyle, right?
You grew up a lot, Goten, but you're part of this group too, huh? So you're telling me
the Time Patrol
they sent my
group.
two sons,
Time Patrol. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it kind of seems like kind of tacky, like Time Patrol guys. Like I don't know. Probably could have had a better, cooler name.
Would be the
though.
way to stop me. Who the hell even runs this little gang of yours? I think I need to pay them.
Like I don't know, maybe Time Enforcers. I don't know. Maybe that would be a little bit cooler. I mean, I don't know.
Trunks would then quickly just answer, that would be Cronoa, goddess of time.
Cronoa?
She leads the Time Patrol.
Yep. Basically the Supreme Kai of Time in Xenoverse, right?
Time disturbances.
I think that's how she looks in Heroes,
Goten
right?
was selected for you, not because of how we're related to Vegito, but because the two of us have grown to become two of the strongest.
Okay.
God! But the mention of Cronoa, the leader of the Time Patrol being a god, immediately sets something off within Vegito. As he continues, so it was them. It was a god that sent you. My own sons, slaves to these tyrants, supporting them. After what you know, what these gods did to us all. But Goten, not agreeing, would interrupt. No, Dad, not all gods are the same. The ones who destroyed your Earth were gods of destruction. Cronoa is not like that. She would never... Enough!
Damn, whoa.
But unable to hear another word more, Vegito unleashes
Vegito,
a
man, he's had enough, bro.
as his power
Crazy.
uncontrollably bursts from his body. And eventually, this level of power is so strong, the entire landscape of the planet begins to crumble, with both Trunks and Goten watching on in shock as the unexpected increase in power comes from the God Killer. Leading leading to both of the teenage Saiyans covering themselves from the force of the strong winds and barrage of debris that strikes onto their face and bodies. His power now reached its climax, and surrounded by a vicious white aura, Vegito lifts up his right fist in anger and yells, "I don't want to hear any more about this so-called different god. You children will not be lecturing your father on anything, and especially not on who these gods really are. These gods are all a danger to us, ticking time bombs with far too
I don't
much
blame
power. You can
I don't blame
trust in
Vegito
me
for saying this
save the
because
entire multiverse.
I mean, he's literally seen like angels be
without any
like
of their kind.
devious and stuff, right? So
You choose
if,
to side
if
with
even
them
angels are
over your
devious,
own, then
like, he doesn't trust
will
anybody,
join
bro.
them
Like,
in death. The Time Patrol Trunks, though, hearing this, just looks on nervously and thinks, damn it, I knew talking wouldn't be his strong point. His same pride is still there. He's got father in him, alright. As behind the Half Saiyan, an image of Vegeta appears. While similarly, perhaps a more panicked and shocked Goten would then think, wow, this energy, it's dark. He sounds a lot more like Vegeta than Goku ever did. Dad, are you even really in there? As in a memorial image of his own father, Son Goku appears behind him. And then suddenly, the Teen Trunks would then appear right beside a surprised Goten, saying, "It's time, Goten. Let's do it." And instantly,
Fusion?
if they had planned this out, and in perfect synchronicity with each other, the two would silently look back at one another and nod until
Yep.
Fusion!
I was gonna say I wish I could see their individual
As we
powers,
all
but
know,
I mean they kind of need they do need to fuse.
it's good to be back. As suddenly appearing out of a blind light,
I wish they had the
adult
Batara
Gotenks
earrings because I
appear,
hope this fusion like
crunching
lasts a
his
long time. I don't
knuckles
think it
with a
will.
smirk that only reminds us of his counterpart.
Pretty sure
Vegeta.
Cronoa could have gave them
As he
some Batara
continues,
earrings.
Now, we'll see who'll listen to who here, Dad. So, are you going to come back with us peacefully? Or are me and you going to have some fun? I don't think I've had a chance to fight either of you as Gotenks before. I wonder who's the stronger fusion. Gotenks! But Vegito at first, when he sees the sudden change, can't help but remain shocked, stuttering as he inquires, "Is that really you? Your clothes, they're totally different. You remind me of Gogeta." But the look of surprise soon then reverts back to one of eagerness, as his Saiyan battle lust comes through and he lets out, "You know that fusion may have been a cool little trick to use against Majin Buu, but do you really believe that you're going to be able to do anything against me? Time Patrol or not, you two are still just kids compared to me. What on earth do you think will stop me?" Which Gotenks answers first by grabbing onto the blade of destruction beside him and saying, "Well, first off, I'm going to upgrade my sword to a whole lot more powerful one if you don't mind. Before I take it back to Cronoa, I just can't resist a few swipes."
Okay.
Pulling it out from the ground with ease, whispering, "There you go. I can already sense the quality of its edge just wielding it." Before a more vicious look then appears on his face as he stares straight at Vegito and lets out, "And then I'm going to bow to my new form. A form
New
my
form.
dear older brother taught us."
Older brother to Gohan.
Leaving Vegito confused momentarily as he wonders, A form from your older brother.
So now they're talking about
From
the
Gohan.
ultimate form
Guess
or
you mean his
beast.
ultimate form. That made him about as strong as a Super Saiyan Blue. So with two of you, it'll just be two blues. Hardly anything to be worried about. Don't you at least know Ultra?
Whoa. Damn.
But before that,
Yeah, they just cut Vegito off
like
quick.
father, like
Yeah.
son, the adult Gotenks unleashes into a crazy frenzy, screaming at the top of his lungs as his muscles bulge and veins begin to protrude from all corners of his face. From a distance, Gotenks' ki begins to dwarf even the one Vegito showed, as almost instantly the sky changes to dark clouds with thunder and lightning striking everywhere. As in a familiar scene, so too does lava begin to explode from all the surrounding mountains, as if the very core of the planet was becoming unstable. This feeling. But the familiarity doesn't go unnoticed by the God Killer, as Vegito looks on with a
I think this is the same thing that happened with
and
Final
thinks,
Kaba, right?
thunder, lightning, this power. I've seen this before. Is this? But as Vegito contemplates, the transformation of Gotenks continues, as his chest then tightens, his fists clench, and his hair turns a mysterious shade of white while growing out intense.
Okay, yeah, I'm assuming this is just gonna be Beast, right?
And just like
there
that,
it is.
Gotenks reveals himself finally.
Looks very similar
in
to
his
Final
beast
Kaba,
form.
right? I don't know
Surrounded in
if they're the
blood-red
same,
lightning
or
and a
maybe
mysterious
Kaba just called it
transparent
Final
orb
because
that
he
begins
didn't
to
know,
envelop the
you know
blade of
what to
destruction
actually call it. I mean, I'm not
as he
too
then
sure.
lets
There's a
out,
difference between the two.
This is no ultimate form, father. This is elder brother Gohan's strongest form. One he learned from his master Piccolo. He calls it the Beast form. And I assure you, this will not be an easy fight.
It is crazy, like the Beast
Especially
form.
if the first of the five.
Yeah, like I think I like the way that it looks, but I'm just not sure if it's like an upgrade, like an ascendance from his ultimate form, or like what it actually is. I'm not too sure.
I don't want to have to hurt my own dad.
But I think it is cool that he unlocked that by himself with no training. Well, no, like crazy
But
training,
Vegito
like,
still just can't
you know,
help but
it
be
is kinda
totally
crazy to think
amazed
about.
by Gotenks' appearance and how similar it is to a certain Saiyan he fought previously, as he thinks, this thing is something Gohan achieved in the future with the Green Man of all people. But how? Kappa called this same form his final form. Are they one in the same?
hey man, yeah, Vegito, man, you're asking
These
all
two
the
are
same
a totally
questions,
new
bro.
level to him. Way stronger and way more experienced, even individually. But now fused, they could actually do something here. But Gotenks, now eager and ready to finish things, with his ever-reaching closer fusion time limit, just lifts his sword straight.
Yeah, see,
towards
like they have that
Vegito
time limit.
and
I mean,
commands,
I guess like unless they had Angel Grey Pataras, they would defuse anyways.
Timeline number
But
56378B. The Time Patrol.
okay, that's his
orders your
timeline.
arrest
His
for the
timeline number.
grievous
Like, should I write
tampering
that
of the
down?
order of time,
We're
and
gonna
the
like
forbidden
use that in the
usage
future or
of
something.
Time distorting devices. Do you comply, or do we need to use force? But on hearing this final threat, Vegito's true self then takes over. As with a smirk, he responds, "Seems you two punks are due for a spanking now, aren't you? Acting up for your mother while your father's been away, huh? Well, do your worst, children, because you will not be telling me what to do." Just as I thought! Which instantly sets in motion the battle-thrilled Gotenks as he rushes in at full speed, with his sword drawn, straight aiming for Vegito the God Killer. And almost immediately, with a breathtaking show of speed, Gotenks in his beast form breaks the distance and appears right in front of Vegito, with his sword inches from his face. But seeing this, perhaps as expected, Vegito is shown not caring in the slightest, as he lets out in a face of anger. Really? Trying to fight me with a sword when I'm unarmed? That's how you choose to fight? Guess without a father figure, you two forgot how to be Saiyans. Good thing I came prepared for trash like you. As instantly in response.
Oh yes, okay, so he took that Halo and that scythe again. I'm not sure like how well the scythe actually is. Like if it was real life, the sword versus a scythe, I mean, which one would actually be better? Like I feel like if you got like super close, the sword would just overpower the scythe. But maybe the scythe could be good for like long range stuff. I mean, I don't know.
Vanishes as if prepared for this very situation. Before Gotenks quickly reappears then, straight right behind the God Killer with his sword pulled back, ready to.
And as a Masu Halo, I still don't know if it's like infinite energy or I think that's what it is.
Of course, with the instincts of Vegito, he quickly ducks right under, his face unchanging as he looks at his son's attempt and comments, "What a predictable attack! Did you really think you had me with such a basic move?" But once again, not falling for Vegito's goads, Gotenks doesn't say a word and instead disappears with speed once again. This time reappearing far off in the distance, much to the surprise of Vegito, who comments, "What the? Now you're definitely showing me you've forgotten your Saiyan heritage. Running away already? Come here and fight me, kid." But as Gotenks stands, he continues to remain hushed, focusing only on his target and seemingly trying to not give away his next move. Vegito watching on though, just finds the charades from his son laughable, as he says, "What's this now? The silent treatment? I guess with no father figure in your lives, you two started to take a whole lot more after your mothers. Pathetic. Show me your thoughts through battle like a man!" To which the beast Gotenks, with his huge hair, would then lift his sword into the air and coldly say back, "Well, if that's what you really want, Dad, then here you go!"
I do feel like Gotenks is wasting a lot of time. Like, what is he doing? He's done like 3 swipes, just like teleport a little bit, and then now this. This kind of reminds me of a move from Raging Blast 2. It's like a move that Trunks does. Yeah, it's like I think it's called Shining Slash. It's like sword, like cut, like Key Blast or something like that. Key Blades or something like that.
But soon the reason for the motionless state of the God Killer is seen firsthand, as an unimpressed Vegito lets out, "How pathetic. Those blade movements are wasted on that sword. You're a shell of that blade's true master. And Guts would be disgusted right now, I'm sure. Allow me to end." It
is kind of crazy to think about. Like, do they honestly believe they're like on the first of the 5 strongest level? Because I mean, that's what they're obviously thinking if they're going to go against Vegito.
Quickly swiping his
but maybe they thought they could like persuade him or something. I don't know.
Before swiping it back into place, as if ready to pounce, staying quiet until it's time I showed you brats how to really wield a weapon.
Okay, I'm looking.
And just like that, Ultra Vegito swipes his own
what am I looking at?
In all directions,
okay.
With each of Gotenks' energy slashes now ironically slashed in half themselves.
Oh, he slashed through those energy blade things, okay.
And of course, after dismantling the young Saiyan's attack so easily,
I wonder if
nothing
there's
but a
anything like he can do with that
smile
scythe.
appears
Like
on
the weirdest
Vegito's
part of that
face
scythe is that it
straight
made that like
as
dimension
he
thing.
says, "You see,
So I don't know.
see how pointless it is to try and defeat me, brats? And no less with a weapon you have no right using. At least I defeated its user. But you have yet to." But soon into Vegito's monologue and lecture to his sons, a look of pure puzzlement comes over his face. As when he looks into the distance, he soon realizes Gotenks is nowhere to be seen yet again.
Okay.
A sigh of annoyance then comes over the God Killer as he looks from side to side and comments, "This again? What's with all the vanishing tricks? Fight me like a Saiyan! I don't care if you two aren't my real sons. My blood still runs through your veins." And as he continues to stand still, he carries on, "You're only wasting your own time. That fusion of yours only lasts 30 minutes max, and it's probably shortened by whatever that beast form of yours is too. Fight me now, because once you defuse, things will not end well." But as Vegito threatens the two, underneath, unbeknownst to him, the ground begins to slightly crack. Eventually being noticed by Vegito until... What? Suddenly the entire ground beneath the Fusane begins to break completely apart, to the point Vegito begins to lose his footing.
Okay.
As he yells out, "Wait, don't tell me, are you two?" Yeah!
Whoa.
Eventually leading to the beast Gotenks.
How the hell did he even get underground anyway? And Vegito didn't see like a hole or anything? Like how did that even happen?
Son of a... With the God Killer only being able to just at the last second move his body from complete damage. As the emotionless Gotenks staring on just thinks, "Damn it, I almost got him." As the last of his body leaves the entirety of the ground. And rapidly in a show of retreat, despite seemingly not being injured at all, Vegito flips back multiple times to land a short distance away.
Okay.
Before the God Killer then remains with his head bowed in an ominous silence, as if waiting to reveal something. "Not bad. Not bad at all, punk." And with a short outburst of annoyance, Vegito slowly begins to rise to his feet without a hint of tremble. Until finally, in a shocking sight, the
I'm glad that
God
didn't hit a
Killer
blood vessel,
is
bro.
shown
Like,
wounded, with a large open gash on his forehead, leaking blood into his one remaining white eye. As he
okay.
grumbles,
Yeah, he actually does have one of his demon eyes
"Maybe I
activated.
did underestimate you two. You managed to catch
I'm not sure
me
why he
off
still has
guard,
that activated,
even
but
with the power I have now.
I mean, he is still in base form. You guys do gotta remember that. I mean, he still is in base form right now.
But I'm afraid that all ends now." While partially pleased with himself, Gotenks stabs his sword into the ground for stability and comments, "So, I did get him. The great Vegito does bleed. And that thing looks like it hurts a lot. I haven't got much time left, but I think I can do this." Think again, kid.
Yeah, there's the blue powers kicking in.
Warrior even a semblance of encouragement or self-belief. Shockingly, the Majin Buu aspect of Vegito begins to do its work. As in a monstrous scene, the open wound of Vegito slowly begins sealing itself.
Actually, now that I think about it, the whole like
Until
Majin,
eventually
like him getting like that
being
Majin
completely
seal, I feel like that didn't really even do that much, right?
leaving Gotenks finally
I don't
now
know.
with a mixture of disgust and paralyzing shock as he
Yeah, I
witnesses
mean, now since he has these
the
Majin Buu
inhuman
powers, I
change
mean,
in his father, as he just mutters,
right? Like that regeneration is just
"What did he
crazy.
just do? His skin, it moved by itself to heal. That's not right. Is that really Dad? But fueled by rage now, that all his efforts are seemingly going nowhere, the Beast Gotenks begins powering up once more. To as far as his limits can allow
I don't know
him,
if
as he screams,
if that name
I'm not letting you
like
get
sounds
away
good.
with
Beast
this.
Gotenks.
I'm finishing this now. But Vegito, watching on without any hesitation, would just stare intimidatingly and reply, "Finish what exactly? You do understand this has barely even begun, right?"
Yeah, I mean he's literally in base form right now, dude.
Any
Like,
minute now.
I mean he's literally in base form, like holding his own. So
To which the angered Gotenks will just grumble back.
I don't know, Gotenks.
All I need is one more minute to take you back anyway. Really? How about now? As suddenly, Vegito then turns into his Super Saiyan 1 form.
Oh, that's Super Saiyan 1?
Completely
Okay.
changing the landscape of the battle.
I thought he went
as he
MUI,
now decides
so they can both
to use
match
a
like white
fraction
hairs, but no, I guess
more of
he's
his true
Super Saiyan.
power.
Okay.
Super Saiyan 1? You've got to be kidding me. You really are underestimating me, aren't you? Well, that's no problem because... But as Gotenks yells, they're soon cut
Because
short
what?
when
Gotenks, what's
below
going
him
on, bro?
An unexpected sight appears.
Whoa, what the hell?
As with an unjustifiably evil and demonic look, Vegito appears
Whoa.
right
What is
below
up? What's wrong with
Gotenks,
Vegito, bro?
looking up as he says, "Quit with the big talk, kid. You need to actually be strong to back those words up." Angering the younger Saiyan to push through with his swing, but...
Oh damn! Whoa!
Before any kind of attack can
Damn,
even be
yeesh.
completed
Damn, that
by
sword just
Gotenks,
went right out of his
with
hand,
intense
bro.
speed and power, Vegito launches his fist straight into the gut of his son, causing him to instantly let go of his
Yeah,
blade
I mean,
at the same time.
listen, bro. I mean, Vegito has angels in the first of the five, and these guy destructions all within him, dude. Like he's not gonna lose to just a mortal, right? He's not gonna lose to his sons, bro. Like, come on, dude. Yeah.
While Vegito just callously and just as quickly grabs onto the dropped blade of destruction before it even touches the
Yeah,
ground.
it's Super Saiyan 1. I mean, I'm pretty sure he
And
could have
with
did
what
that in
seems
base,
like the
honestly.
last bit of his strength, Gotenks mutters with one eye open. How are you this strong as just a Super Saiyan? Before Gotenks can't help but grab onto his
Damn,
stomach in pain.
his stomach
and
hurts that
fall
much?
to his
Damn.
knees before his father. Vegito,
Damn.
looking down though.
Hey, I mean, this was a
boldly
better fight than
explain,
King Sadala, bro. That dude was a
Becoming a
disgrace.
Super Saiyan increases my base power by 50 times. You really think I needed all of that just to beat you? I've hardly
Damn. So yeah, now I think about it, so like Beast is
I
just probably
told you,
better,
you're
probably
still a
stronger
kid in
than
my eyes. Time
Super
patrol.
Saiyan 5, huh? I know this is a
Before
fused
instantly,
fighter,
Vegito then
but
swings the blade of
I mean
destruction
Gohan Beast would
down
definitely be
with
stronger
force
than Super Saiyan
straight
5 King
towards
Sadala.
Gotenks.
Even with all that
Perhaps
training he did,
in
I'm
a
pretty sure.
cold and silent murder of his own son. But when we actually see, Vegito stops the blade just centimeters away from the Time Patroller's neck, leaving Gotenks to just stare
Wait, so
at
if
the
a
face
fused
of
fighter
death
dies,
with a
like,
nervous and sweaty look.
does the fused fighter like go
Vegito,
to
looking
heaven or
down,
hell,
would
or
also show his
is
last
it the
ounce of
two
mercy
people,
and then
right?
let
Like that's
out,
something I am curious about.
"Listen, punk, I get you have a job to do, but I'm on a mission here. I haven't got the time or patience here to be dealing with your little gang interrupting me every 5 seconds. You two have made it clear you aren't my sons, if I remember correctly. So answer wisely to my next question, as it will decide whether you live or die. Will you stop chasing after me if I let you go here? You clearly are no match for me, even while fused, and never will be. So why not value your lives and stop with this ridiculous pipe dream of ever stopping me? But in true Saiyan fashion, perhaps taking after his own father, Gotenks just smiles and replies, "Ha! You must have forgot who our dads are. Goku and Vegeta. You'd think they'd ever give up? I have a duty to protect the multiverse from people like you. No matter how many times it takes, I'll keep coming for you. So if you want to stop me, you better kill me."
Okay.
Like a real Saiyan.
Like a real Saiyan, okay.
You insolent little brat. Immediately
Like a
bringing a
real
face of
Saiyan,
annoyance
okay.
and anger to Vegito's face, as he finally then says, "Fine, I tried reasoning with you, but your fate is sealed now." As suddenly out of nowhere, using his free hand, Vegito blasts a strange pink beam from his
Pink beam.
fingertip that immediately
So is that
strikes
the candy beam?
Gotenks, surrounding him in a peculiar pink electrical aura until, in a poof of air, Gotenks is
Oh
suddenly
yeah,
then
because now,
transformed
now he can just turn
to a
things into
lone
candy.
chocolate bar
Hey
on
man,
the ground.
Vegito, infinite
With
food,
Vegeta
man,
having,
infinite
of
food
course,
source, man. You'll
used
never
the
go
dessert
hungry
beam of
again.
the late Majin Buu to do so.
But it kind of would get annoying if I'm just only eating
And having
chocolate. So
regrettably
I mean,
done so, Vegito
hope he can
would
make
look
other food,
solemnly
though.
down at his now inanimate foe and just let out, "I don't care what you say. You two are my sons, in this timeline and the next. I can't kill you, but if you won't stop misbehaving, then you will just have to return to where you belong and become part of me once again."
So I think, okay,
Stabbing his
so
sword into the
if like
ground
Boo,
to sheathe it,
like
before
eats the
beginning
piece
to
of
then
chocolate.
reach out his hand towards the chocolate
So if they
bar,
eat the piece of
saying as he
chocolate,
does
then
so,
I think they do go into that cocoon thing.
"Let's see
I'm pretty sure
if
that's
you
what
taste
happens.
better than you fight." Eventually inching closer and closer
think that's what
to the
happens.
point of just being nanoseconds away
I kinda
until...
don't remember. Whoa.
Suddenly, a mysterious foreign foot slams down onto the chocolate bar, shattering it into pieces before
Bro, did that
Vegeta,
chocolate bar her blood under it, or is that just like
leaving
chocolate?
the
Like, wait,
god
what
killer
is
in a
that?
moment of complete shock to stare up the leg of the assailant and meet his eyes with someone he and the rest of us had never seen before. And shockingly standing there before Vegito is yet
Well,
another
for a second, I thought I was hit, but that is
strange
definitely
masked
not hit,
man.
bro.
More sadistic and evil looking than Guts ever did, clad in what seems like samurai armor with long flowing silver hair.
Okay.
Staring with an emotionless, creepy mask on, the figure would then let out, My, God killer. Were you truly about to eat your own son? You're as abhorrent as the priest said. No wonder they called me. Allow me to introduce myself as Madara. The second of the five.
Madara, huh?
strong-
Madara, second of the 5 strongest.
What? Another one?
Yeah, so he just killed it. Is Gotenks
Leaving
dead,
Vegito
or?
gobsmacked as his
what?
aim of meeting yet another of the 5 had
But Madara,
finally
huh?
come true.
That's like a whole like
In the
Naruto villain,
form
right?
Of perhaps a warrior, he will now live to regret to have ever.
I mean, he does kind of have like a Naruto-esque feel. All right, guys, bro. That was Ultra Vegito meets the second, bro. Madara, huh? Madara. So, man, there you guys have it, man. That episode, I'm gonna be real. I'll give that one like a 7 out of 10. Kind of leaning towards a 6, but I'll just keep it at a 7. I mean, Gotenks, he couldn't really do too much. I mean, you know, Gotenks, he couldn't really do that much, right? And you know, it wasn't like really nothing like too crazy, right? So that's gonna be my rating, guys. Like I said, we're gonna have outros for the rest of the videos, but the next 6 videos there will be no intro, so we're just gonna go straight into the reaction, guys, for those videos. So I'll see you guys then, and let's go.